What does this do? Oh, we have music.
Yay!
Hola, people.
Hello.
Well, so today is the first day in the Deviant Witchery Mixed Media Challenge, and today we have decided to discuss your first remembered love spell. So we're going to be talking about love workings, love spells, and love shit. So we will have the Q&A up for this just because it is live, and if anyone wants to interact with us, and if you want to share anything, please do. That'd be fun. Use a Q&A. You have to go to the Google event to participate. And if you're watching from YouTube, then there will be something that says participate, blah blah blah. You click the link, it sends you to the Google event. And when you're watching the Google event, I think there's like this square at the top right of your screen. You just click it, and it gives you the option for the Q&A.
Yep. And if you're watching from your phone or tablet, you're probably not watching from the Google event. And you won't be able to transfer over to the Google Live event if you're not on a live. I don't know why that's a thing right now, but it is.
Super weird.
It is weird.
Okay, so before we begin as well, just to give a few minutes to pass so other people who may be joining live can watch. Today or the end of tomorrow is the last day of our Only the Deviant Survive t-shirt campaign. So that's a super fun shirt. So definitely check that out. I'll put the link in the description. And participate in the Deviant Witchery Challenge. I know some of you are very apprehensive at doing videos. I would prefer if you did one video like a week or one video ever so often. But if you don't want to, that's fine as well. Start a blog and create a blog and create a journey for yourself and write it out or create artistic expressions, anything of that nature. Just create and start something so you can you learn more about yourself and you share with others and you connect, and it's just a fun experience.
Definitely. You can even take awesome pictures and post them on Instagram and things like that, with like a small, description below, and use the hashtags for sure across all social media. We have, I think, 4 hashtags, I believe. You can use one or all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll probably use all of them.
Right. So, let's get into it. Let us talk about our first remembered love spell. But I guess before, let's get a little boring. Before we do that, what are your thoughts on love spells?
Honestly, I've performed love spells for other people. Perform a few love spells for myself, not that many though, mostly for other people, honestly. But I like love spells. I love creating things that have to do with love and lust and sex and just that whole spectrum. It's just a lot of fun to work with. I like them. I'm not a fan of the sex slave, or at least unwilling sex slave or love slave type of love spells. I don't really go into all that.
Right.
I've used them on a specific person before. I mean, I used them on my husband before he was my husband. We were already together. But
Right, and that poses a very interesting question as well. And I have I also perform a lot of love spells and love workings for other people. Very rarely have I done so for myself. But at times I feel like that's kind of because, the witch in love, the witch channels that energy already. So we tend to call that essence towards us, but not always the case. So I have cast love spells for specific people, for others, but there's also this understanding, like, are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure that you want this experience? Because, you know, there are you might not know this person as well as you think. And there's so many different things that go on, and you have to consider, and you know, you lay the cards down, and you make sure this is something you're okay with doing. Personally, for me, if I was not in a relationship with someone, I probably wouldn't direct my casting to bring someone in my life,
Right.
a specific person, because I have this weird thing, you know, I just don't want to be responsible. Like, okay, I cast a spell on them and now they love me. And am I okay with that? Am I okay with maintaining that energy? Am I okay with knowing that that's the reason? I'm not okay with that. So I wouldn't do
Right.
that for myself, but I'm not going to judge another situation, because if someone is okay with that, then why not? So yeah, absolutely. So everyone has their own perception, but what you said is very interesting. You were already together with your husband, and you've cast, you know, love spells. I personally think that's fun. That's okay. Like, when you're in a relationship with someone, you know, casting love spells or just intensifying love workings or anything that brings that connection stronger. I think that's fun. I think that's healthy, healthy for the witch and healthy for the relationship.
Definitely. And I mean, at first, you know, when we weren't like living together and I was just doing more of, well, it was more lusty than it was lovey. But there are times where whenever I do things like help each other see each other clearly, and he wasn't really aware of what I was doing at the time. Now, though, usually I'm like, hey, honey, I'm going to do this, you know. Well, we have a whole relationship like altar anyway, but I tell him now, you know, unless I'm pissed at him, then I'm not going to tell him. You
Right,
know?
exactly. Yes, absolutely, Solarius. Like, I feel like it would forever taint the emotions, and I would always wonder if they would love me without the spell, and that would cause strife. For sure, that can happen, but I've also seen it work out to the positive, where, you know, two people who may have not given each other that chance because of whatever circumstances, there was a love spell involved. They come together and they're happy, and it was
Right.
that love spell that was cast that initiated that connection, but it was their energy and their connection together that maintained it and took it to the next level. So there's so many different variations, which we could totally do a whole different show on. But let's talk about our first remembered love spell. So when was, like, what's your first remembered love spell?
Oh my gosh, I was like 16 or 17, and I can't remember what the inspiration was, but I know it wasn't an actual book on witchcraft, any of those at that time. You know, this is like, in fact, I think the internet was just now a thing. But anyway, it was like so simple and everything. And what I did was I cut out the shape of a person, you know, in cardboard, and then kind of like in practical magic, where I like would pick attributes I wanted in the person that I wanted to attract. Magazines, you know, cut out some magazines. It wasn't so much, a little bit of it was, but it would be like, you know, put a big heart or love across their chest for like someone that has a big heart. You know, I was 16, so I was silly. But like I remember putting like a knight's helmet and like bits of like knight armor on there, because you know the whole knight in shining armor thing.
Oh, that's cute.
And I just set it in, and it wasn't so naive and so kind of sweet, but I just set it in my closet. My closet at the time had those deep shelves, you know, that go deep into the sides where you can't really see them even if you open the door. So I remember I had set up a shelf and like had little like tea lights and hearts, and sort of like a little shrine in a way. And I would even feed it, even though at the time I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Because I'd like put light candle, water with bowls in a bowl, things like that. But it was just stuff that I thought would be fun. And then, of course, I was too stupid and young to know whenever just every Tom, Dick, and Harry that shows attraction didn't mean it was they were drawn by that particular love spell. So, but it was fun. It was cute,
That's super cute. Aw, I like the knight and the knight helmet. That's funny. That's cute.
Yeah.
Solaria stole one from Charmed. Hey, did it work? Did you do it?
Hey.
Did you get results from it? That's kind of what would be interesting to know.
Right. Were you like me and got results, but they were like crazy, not really good results?
That's funny. Yeah, that happens. That does happen. My first well, see, and I'm going to do it from personal experience as well, because I've done love spells, like especially back in the day, starting out for other people, great results, sometimes too great. But my first remembered is going to be one that I would say is far more recent. And it wasn't like directed at anyone specific. Let's see. Oh, she doesn't know if it worked. She was young. Preteen.
That's awesome, though.
yeah, and that's kind of how we get our start, take inspiration, and especially that shows you as kids and as younger energies, when we start to craft and we have that pull to, we know we can create something, magically.
Right.
But yeah, sorry. So yeah, mine was very interesting. The love spell that I cast was very spirit led, because I went through a very intense experience a while prior, that gave me very harsh beliefs and harsh perceptions around love and around letting my guard down and connecting with someone else ever again. Like I was not gonna have it. I'm like, I can be alone. It's fine. I don't want it. Like, I don't need it. Especially after such an intense experience. It's very emotional and very like harsh and very interesting, to say the least. Anyways, yeah, I don't know if I'll share the full experience. Maybe if I decide to write like a blog post, if I feel comfortable in sharing, I'll do that. But it was intense, and it was very influential, and I was hurt, and I was like really fucked up in the head. And I'm like, no, this is not for me. Like, I don't need it. I want it, but no, I'm not gonna, sacrifice or lower my standards or open my heart and allow it to be fucked with. So yeah, anyways, so that happened. I was like, no. Well, one day, everything like hit me. When you have that realization, like you see someone, or you feel their energy, or you see something that they say, and then boom, like everything connects, and you get all this visual, and your prior conversations and your prior feelings and your prior, like, all these energies. And then and spirit starts to speak, and spirit starts to share, and they're like, okay, they give you options, they give you possibilities, they give you all these different things. And I'm like, no, why are you talking to me like this? And then like I kind of tranced like out, like I wasn't necessarily fully aware of what I was doing. I was aware because I was able to witness and put things together, but something else took over for sure. And I started to cast, and it wasn't for a specific person. It was to be made clear as to what I want, what I need, and what I deserve, and what I have to offer someone else. and what I can offer, and all of this energy was building as I was creating, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is what I want to experience. This is my, and I put myself in my heart and my spirit, and I just let go, and I created, and immediately I got a response. Immediately I got, it's really funny though, and I'm gonna travel off a little bit. Sorry, I'm rambling, but the song that popped onto the radio was "I Put a Spell on You."
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, and then at the same time when I was finally casting in the garage, the radio turned on. Like, it wasn't on, but the radio turned on full blast. Freaked everyone out in the garage, but that it just turned on like out of nowhere. It was interesting, and again, I got results, and I continue to get results, and I'm happy for them. Like, I'm so happy that Spirit stepped in and offered this vision to me. And it was a love spell where I'm creating it to get someone to love me. It was more of a healing spell, and to allow myself to be loved and allow that connection to open, and to make way for possibly the person that was that you're meant for, that you're meant to experience at the time. And I will share, I use cassia essential oil. Of course, I use a lot of crystals. Hello.
Of course.
Of course. And there was a red candle, there was a pink candle, there was an orange candle, because the orange candle that I worked with, I programmed, and I wanted to open the way. I wanted to clear my heart. I wanted to open that experience. Red for blood, as well as connection, as well as like that deeper lust and that primal connection, that witchy feeling, and pink for relationship, for understanding, pink for bringing it all together. I have yellow roses that I have everywhere, and I utilize those. Yellow for communication. And roses are a very interesting energy. So they bring that love, that desire, and that hunger as well, for this, mental connection, this emotional connection, this communication experience. That's interesting now. Sorry, the communication thing. So I'd use that. I'm trying. Oh, and snake sheds. I use snake sheds. There was other things I worked with, garnets, fire agate, black obsidian. It was intense. It was an intense experience, and there was a lot of sweat involved. It was hot. It raised a lot of energy. And the snake sheds, channel that serpent energy. It channels that very primal, and it allows things to move, and it brings connection. But yeah, it was a fun experience, and I'm so grateful that I was allowed to be a part of that, and that I opened up enough to know myself in a witchy sense to become that experience and let it take over.
Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh, that sounds so intense.
It was intense, and yeah.
Love spells are intense. I've always thought, like, even whenever it's, someone you are already in love with and you're strengthening that connection, so intense. Obviously, there's a lot of heat involved. You don't want cool involved when you're working a love spell necessarily.
No, not really. No, their love spells are they're fun, and you know, it's funny that our experiences, you know, the first remembered love spell, you as, you know, a younger you, and the knighthood and the big heart and that energy, and then me, you know, it talks about different aspects too. Me older, and kind of like not kind of, really fucking apprehensive and closed off and not wanting to do shit, and then that taking over, you know, the spirit's taking over and inspiring and creating that healing and opening and creating that way, and that's powerful, and that expresses to y'all like love spells aren't just like this horrible thing. They're very powerful, they're beautiful, and they're just a necessary part of a witch's experience.
Definitely. Just relation spells, I mean, they can be self-love too. Some of the most powerful love spells I've done have been just opening myself up to loving and appreciating the person that I am. You know, and I think a lot of people, they always think about relationships, like, and love spells can be very powerful when it's just working on self-love.
Right, right. And you know, and at the time, and depending on who you're in a relationship with, if they don't feel loved, if they don't see it, but you have that for them, very powerful, you know, as witches, what we're able to do is channel that energy and then touch them and have them touch us, or have them see how we see them, you know. If they can channel that, then it helps them understand how you feel. It helps them to realize that the way they're seeing themselves is not entirely the truth, and having them see how you perceive them and how you feel and how you see them, it opens up their energy, and it starts to get rid of like stagnation, and it helps to heal like very harsh like beliefs, and it creates that relationship.
Definitely. And you know, that's right. But yeah, you know, there's you at the beginning of a relationship, like whenever you really, not like at the very beginning, but you know, that there's always that awkward point in every relationship where neither party is really understanding where they're at with the other person. You know, that's pretty much one of the biggest transitions too in a relationship, where you're just not sure if you really want to take it to that real serious level, you know. And whenever that happens, especially for a witch, we have the power to sort of not necessarily speed it along, because I believe that, you know, you need a type of transition period, but help it along by opening up your partner's eyes, opening up your eyes to and see each other for who you, not only just who you really are, but also the way the other person sees you. You know, so you both have a clear understanding of that, and that is so beneficial in a relationship, especially when it gets awkward.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's, you know, that's super important. All of these different things, you know, love spells are fun. They're fun, and they can be simple, they can be complex, but they're definitely a part of a witch's experience. So I would encourage you to work on, to practice, and whether it's, you know, self-love, or you know, to strengthen the love bond between you and someone else, familial love, anything like that, practice and work at it, because that's a specific thread of witch essence that needs to be understood more.
Okay, I have an idea. Can you come up with just a simple, like 1, maybe 2 ingredient love spell that someone can try if they've never tried one before?
Ooh, okay. Oh my. Okay. Simple. Let's say, fuck, just like 2 ingredients.
1 or 2, maybe 3. Just
Okay,
something simple.
Okay, so let's do this. Does a cauldron count as an ingredient?
No, that's
Okay,
a tool.
okay. Well, I would say get a cauldron or a container. Shit, get a bowl. I don't fucking care. Get something like that. Get pink Himalayan salt. Fill it halfway. Okay, and then get a cinnamon stick. Kind of crush it a little. Put some of the crushings, in that salt, and there's going to be a third ingredient, and I had it, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, because we know I love my cayenne, but everyone usually has it on hand. You all usually have, we have that shit, cinnamon sticks, salt, and cayenne pepper. And apparently you can find pink Himalayan salt at Walmart, because sometimes I guess that's it's a new thing.
It is, and it's super expensive. TJ Maxx is so much better.
But yes, you do that, and the pink salt is really, really great. The salt purifies. It brings this understanding. And pink represents, love connection, that relationship connection that you want to draw to you. The cinnamon is a sweet essence. It calls love. It also calls luck, and it's very good at bringing things to fruition in a gentle way, but still spices it up a little. And the cayenne pepper brings that lust. It activates the witch, the primal witch, the part of you that craves a result, that desires. And so the cayenne will go in there, and you mix it, and you take the remnants of the cinnamon stick, and you stir it. You can stir it counterclockwise to raise energy, to bring it up, and to banish. As you're stirring and you're mixing, you can focus on energy raising and getting rid of what holds you back, getting rid of all the, like, maybe the love beliefs and all this shit that is preventing you from having the experience that you desire, the love drawing, the lust drawing. And so you need to banish that shit first. Raise that energy. I like doing counterclockwise to raise energy, and also to get rid of. And then go around and focus on everything that you desire in a clockwise motion. Stir and connect, and keep breaking the cinnamon stick until it's fully broken, and stir it, and keep stirring as you focus on what you want to bring to you. And then you have this. You have your salt mixture with your cinnamon and your cayenne pepper, which definitely revs things up. And you can use that in like a poppet. You can use that on poppet. You can just leave that on a love altar, or just somewhere prominent where you're going to notice it. And every time you see it, you'll think of what you want to experience. And every time you think of what you want to experience, I am like rambling, I'm so sorry. But every time you think of what you want to experience,
it's awesome.
You can put it in that container, the cauldron, or wherever you're holding your shit. So you relive that experience, and you root it, and you channel it, and you make it even more. So put that in and keep going until you experience it. And you can take little by little, like each day, you can take that mixture. You could even take that mixture and put it in water and drink it.
Ooh, you could. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can, for sure. And so that would be used to call a very specific type of, like, a love relationship towards you. A spicy, connected one that's going to be protected and genuine.
Right. Oh, I love that. Okay. So, let's see. What would I do? I was like all listening to you and not thinking of my own thing. Okay. So what I would do is take an orange candle and a red candle. On the red candle, I would inscribe everything you're looking for. This is a spell more of to, Michael's, to attract this love relationship to you. People seem to be, especially if you've never done a love spell before, seem to be people seem to be more comfortable with that kind of love spell. So anyway, you take your red candle and write down all the attributes that you're looking for in a relationship. You take your orange candle, and I would honestly like take and sort of melt the sides and actually like stick them physically together. So they work because the orange candle is opening the way. So these are going to, intertwine. You want their energies to sort of commingle there. And then I would,
They're connected.
And I would take cinnamon oil or cassia oil and anoint those candles with that, and then light it. And I would get like long tapers, so this can be more than one night.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's really long ways. You can use those first. You could even use something thick like pillars and have it like a whole week, or even just light it like every weekend and sort of extend it out, because you're more than likely going to come at, whenever you plan on going on a date or whatever, it's going to be on the weekend. So you could even do it that way. But that's what I would do. And I would place that on my love altar. So you can just really pull in those love energies there.
Yeah.
I think everyone should have a love altar.
Yes, everyone should have a love altar. I'm looking at mine over here. Yeah.
Mine's in my bedroom.
Yeah, I like that. That's great. And to take what you said, you could even use phallic candles and candle like vulva candles. That's just such an interesting word to me. But yeah, you can take those candles and utilize that as well. But Solaria says rose petals and cinnamon. So we're feeling the cinnamon tonight and rose petals. Absolutely, rose petals and depending on the color, will add to the connection.
Right.
Cinnamon's just perfect.
Ooh, and with that candle spell, it just came to me. If it works, if you find someone, you can take the wax, that's left over, and add stuff like rose petals and cinnamon, something like that, and put it in a mojo bag.
What's funny?
And put it under your bed.
Oh my gosh, I'm making a mess down here. Sorry. You know what's funny? You say that.
Huh.
I still have, I still work with that shit. I have it, and especially when it does work and you have that, you can, like you said, create a mojo bag, send it to the other person because, whatever, tell them. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. So share with them and say, can I work something for you and can you keep this until you don't want to keep it, So
or sneak it under their bed when they're not looking.
That too. But yeah, you should, if especially with love work, when it works and you want it to work the way that way, save that wax and utilize it.
Definitely. I mean, because that energy's there, and then you also have that. It works, so you have sort of that. You obviously have sort of boosted extra luck, if you want to call it, to add to whatever workings you do next. And if you have a lot of wax left over, you can even cut it up and save it put a piece of it in all your relationship workings that you do with that person later on. And it also be really good to work with if you all need to break up.
Mm-hmm.
If you realize it's not working.
Right.
So it goes.
Yes, it does. Yeah, so that's actually pretty awesome, and y'all got our little rambles and our first remembered love spell, and you got some tips and tricks and hopefully you can utilize. Definitely in the comment section of this video, let us know your perceptions of love spells. Do you have anything that you work with? Do you have anything that you like to do to maintain love? Maybe to even break up? What do you do magically for this topic, let us know on the YouTube video, comment, and we'll get back to you for sure. And if you'd like us to do more videos on love workings, let us know that too. And
yeah, that'll be fun.
yeah, definitely subscribe to Miss Melissa, the Dreadful Mystic, on YouTube, and I'll put a link of her channel in the description. And subscribe to me for sure, because we want to grow, we want to have fun, and we want to connect. And take part in the Deviant Witchery Challenge, y'all.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And don't forget to subscribe to the Deviant Witchery YouTube channel.
Hello.
If you have yet.
Yes. Yes, because this week we're going to be talking about the classics, and we will tell you what that means later on. So thank y'all for being a part of this. We had lots of fun.
Definitely.
Peace out.
Bye.